Shalom Akim, all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Hawashai, Bashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, doing the work in truth and sincerity. This video I came across today. As you can see the title. You know, white people try white-only shops, and they refuse to serve black people. The backlash is brutal. And it says he put it up 4 days ago. Now, I did watch the video, and it was basically, you know, showing a TikTok of what happened with this white people only sign. So, of course, I'm going to look into it to see what's going on. And, you know, this is what I found. And it says a TikTok, about 1 minute and 3 seconds, which was the same as the video, and uploaded April 8th, 2025, which was a few days ago. So I looked up the TikTok, and this is the TikTok right here, you know. And if you, I can want to watch it, you can see it here, you know, the TikTok and all of the stuff that goes along with it, you know, or you can go to the YouTube channel and watch it. However, doing a little bit more digging, I also end up finding out this, you know, Austin initiates investigation over segregation stickers. This was, I guess, re-uploaded Friday, April 18th. However, this was an article that happened that was written in March 20th, 2015, updated March 20th, 2015. So, and that's basically what I wanted to show. Is basically there are people trying to rouse Jake up, you know. It's the same thing with the March 5th thing, but Jake was unanimous in saying, sit your black ass down. Like, no, this ain't our fight. This is not for us. You know, that's basically my point here. And when you look at this TikTok, you know, it's got the American flag guy or whoever the hell, and I did look it up. There's about 1,000 something motherfuckers following him, and you know, he uploaded it recently, and he, you know, got the breaking news on there to make you think it's recent. That's probably why this YouTuber here must have thought it was recent and put it up and had a few responders to it. And it was like, hey, you Jakes, y'all gotta look into what's going on, man. This happened in 10 years ago. However, you know, stuff is ramping up again. However, they want you Jakes to start rising up, so roused up, so they can start this martial law. Because that's what it seems to be pointing at. They want Jake to get roused up so they can start killing Jake and, you know, rouse it up and get this thing started and propose this martial law. They don't want to do it while Esau is doing the violence. Then that means they got to kill Edomites. They trying to bring in this time of Jacob's trouble, not Esau's trouble, you know, which is the time of Jacob's trouble is going to happen anyway. But, you know, the thing is, they're trying to rouse you Jakes up. And this is Genesis 49:9. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, and as an old lion. Who shall rouse him up? Because Jake is basically not getting mad at anything. Well, they'll get upset, but they're not doing anything. You know, all these protests going on, Jake is not following them. All these people being deported, Jake is not saying a word. You know, well, the tribe of Judah anyway, the so-called Negroes. They're not saying a word. And it seems that Esau basically wants Jake to do something so they can start this martial law and be justified in mass murdering Jake. I mean, now they done got to the point where they're deporting people that thought that they were American citizens, basically deporting Edomites from other countries, or at least scaring them, you know, because they trying to nudge Judah, the tribe of Judah, so-called Negroes, into doing something. And with these deportations, hey, they really are doing something, you know. So, I just wanted to bring this up, about Jake. Look, hey, be circumspect about things that's going on. Because this March 20th, 2015 date was something, but they putting it up as if it was recent. And it's like, no, this ain't even recent. Even though Trump recently passed that law, the segregation bill, basically. But this is 10 years ago. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. Matter of fact, 15 and 15. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That's actually coming. And Esau, you can't stop it. What Esau is trying to do is control it. They're trying to make it happen in their time. All of this is going to happen in Yahweh Shai's time, man. And like I said, what Esau is trying to do is control it and make it happen when they want it to happen, so they'll be justified in their wickedness. However, it's not happening. And this is, Exodus 14 and 13, which Jake actually got right on this one. Exodus 14 and 13. And Moses said, matter of fact, 14 and 12. It is not the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians. And this is how Jake felt. For it had been better for us to serve Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. And this is what, hey, when all this shit goes down, this is what Jake is gonna go back to. 2/3 of you Israelites, this is gonna be the scripture that's in your mind. Because when all hell break loose, what are you gonna do? You're gonna try to blame it on the Israelites. However, it ain't gonna matter. This is just what do they call it? History repeating itself. 2/3 of Jacob is gonna have this in their mind. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which he shall show you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And that's to you Israelites, you brothers, man. Trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to fight for us, and we are to hold our peace. We're going to see the destruction. We're going to see the judgment of the 2/3. And we're also going to see the judgment of the other nations, especially Esau, which is the wicked in the Bible. And it's also synonymous with the Egyptians. Because this is happening all over again. The next Exodus is happening. But first, all hell got to break loose, and the mark of the beast got to come. Once that mark of the beast hit, and a whole lot of people get it, and we know the end is near. And my final scripture is this, Tobit chapter 4 verse 14. Let not the wages of any man which hath wrought for thee tarry with thee, but give him it out of thine hand. For if thou serve the Most High, he will also repay thee. Be circumspect, my son, in all things thou doest, and be wise in all thy conversation. And that's why I wanted to bring this whole thing up, man. This thing happened 10 years ago, but they advertising it as if it happened, recently. As if it happened a week ago. This happened 10 years ago. Yes, we know that the orange man put signed that law, the segregation law, but this happened 10 years ago. And why are they trying to rouse Jake up so much? Basically just to justify the wickedness that they want to do to Jake. That's why you're supposed to be circumspect. You know, look around, know what's going on around you. And as far as us, the hopeful elect, hey, our power is to hold our peace and wait for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and see the salvation that he gives to us, that he has for us, and it's coming. And with that, I'm going to end it there. All praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Karkadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, doing the work in truth and sincerity. Till the next time, Shalom.